So South Carolina historically has been important as the first in the South primary, and this is an opportunity for a more diverse constituency to go to the polls, express their preferences on candidates. And historically, South Carolina has actually done very well at voting for somebody who becomes the eventual nominee for a party. So for the Democrats, I think the vote is going to be overwhelmingly in favor of Joe Biden just because he is the incumbent president. But South Carolina is a very conservative state. And for the Republican primary, I think Donald Trump is going to win by double-digit margins over Nikki Haley, even though she was a former governor here, worked in the state legislature for several years. Because of the conservative nature, the large evangelical Christian base, they are firmly in Donald Trump's camp, and I think they'll turn out to vote in favor of him. So the black vote traditionally has been huge, and for Joe Biden in 2020, he did not do well in Iowa, he did not do well in New Hampshire, and everybody thought his campaign was basically over until he got to South Carolina and he picked up a key endorsement from Representative Jim Clyburn. Black voters turned out in very large numbers and voted in favor of Joe Biden, and that propelled him to the nomination and ultimately into the White House. So that is a key demographic that Joe Biden and the Democrats really cannot afford to take for granted. And that's one of the difficulties facing Biden right now. There's less enthusiasm for him and his policies among minority voters, in particular among black men, and it's unclear whether they're going to turn out to vote or simply stay home.
Yeah, man, how you been? Man, you've been busy.
This year, me personally, I just haven't seen like the excitement as from prior years or 2020. Like, it's definitely not the same energy right now.
It worked.
Yeah, in 2020, I did vote for Biden. This time around in 2024, I think he'll get my vote again.
We're already short-staffed. One of our crazy energy is crazy.
The inflation, the cost of living, the availability of jobs, like those are some of the biggest things right now. Like we have AI expected to take up 20% of the jobs in the next 10 years. So I think Americans are like wondering, how do we make a living for ourselves? If prices continue to raise, it just costs more and more to live every day. But the opportunities don't seem to grow with it. So I think that's one of the largest concerns, or the biggest one for myself at the moment.
This is the poster that I had here representing Biden and Harris. This is who I'm voting for, Democratic, all the way through. Biden, Harris, I hope that y'all win because I'm your #1 fan. Thank you.
Hey, Donnie.
Right now, I always voted Democrat ever since I started voting, and I will continue to vote Democrat. And for this year, I'm running for Biden again and Harris. Monday, is that okay? What's your number?
I'm a Democrat. I definitely am afraid for Trump to be in office again. And I'm just not too fond of what Biden has done or the lack of what he's done while he's been in office. So that's where I hesitate. And, you know, probably down the line I probably will end up voting because I understand that to not vote is to vote, you know, for Trump. So with regard to abortion, I'm pro-life only because I feel like it should be the woman's decision. I don't think that, you know, a bunch of white men should make that decision for women. So that's the top thing for me, the abortion. And what else is there? The student loan debt, definitely. I'm just so over it because it's like even though promises will be made, they're not kept.